Every grand collapse starts with a microscopic flaw. In 1919, that flaw was a tiny slip of paper called an international reply coupon. Charles Ponzi was a penniless Italian immigrant in Boston when he noticed a massive hole in the global economy. Because of post-war inflation, these coupons could be bought cheaply in Europe and traded for expensive stamps in the US. Factual data showed a 400% profit margin. This is a legitimate economic tactic called arbitrage. But Ponzi didn't want a small profit. He wanted to hijack the American dream. He promised the public 50% interest in 45 days. Banks were only offering 5% per year. The math was simple, but the reality was a lie. Within months, Ponzi was raking in $250,000 a day, roughly $4 million in today's money. He bought a mansion, a custom limousine, and even the very bank that once refused him a loan. People weren't just investing. They were mortgaging their homes to hand him their life savings. He became a local saint. But here is the informative truth. To actually pay out those profits, Ponzi would have needed 160 million coupons in circulation. The reality? There were only 27,000 in the entire world. He wasn't trading stamps. He was using money from new investors to pay the old ones. This is the official birth of the Ponzi scheme. The villain for the world was born when the Boston Post hired a financial analyst to look at the books. The verdict was a death sentence. Ponzi was $7 million in debt. When the news broke, a mob of thousands descended on his office. Ponzi didn't run. He stepped outside and served them coffee and donuts. He paid out $2 million in 3 days to prove he had the cash. It was a masterclass in psychological manipulation. The crowd went home happy, but the federal government was already closing in. They audited his stamps and found exactly zero. The collapse was violent. Ponzi was arrested on 86 counts of fraud. Thousands of families lost everything: their homes, their savings, and their futures. Ponzi was eventually deported and died penniless in a charity hospital, leaving behind a legacy of ruin. The educational takeaway is this: if you don't know where the profit is coming from, you are the prophet. Whether it's 1920s stamps or 2025 crypto scams, the DNA is the same. Charles Ponzi didn't just invent a scam. He exposed the fact that human greed will always move faster than human logic.